And just like that, it's just gone a minute. Is it 7:59? It is 7:59. Just a minute to go before the hour of 8 o'clock. So I'm a minute after almost every day being late. I'm now a minute early. So I caught you with your pants down. Just how the president of South Africa was caught with his pants down. Unexpected. I caught you unexpected. Welcome to it. It's the late night report with me, KC Caro Charo. Let's get cracking. Kritika is up again. First up. Well done, darling. I think this is about 4 or 5 times in a row now. You need a top fan badge for that. Joseph Satusa, how are you? Also, regular Nakeshli Salai joins us from Phoenix. Good evening and welcome to it. What's that? About music. Right, I'm back on. Sorry, my sound went off because my technical team, who should have sorted these things out earlier, busy trying to buy me hours. Let me just get Mr. Master Tyler. What are the? I just put the sound off. I didn't mute my mic. Sorry, my guest is waiting backstage again. My technical team were online, and what's the amounts to buy? 74. For $100. Is that, and what's other deals? But there's a 200, 300, 400 hours. So 100 hours would be enough for us. Yeah. Every day we're getting an hour, 2 hours, 30, 60. So this month then maybe over. Yeah, okay, all right. Sorry, we're just buying some more hours on StreamYard. I think we're out of hours. We get an allocation of so many hours, and I'm going live too many times apparently, so I'm using up my hours. Loud and clear, says Kritika. Welcome to you. Nikita Diodat, how are you? Rita Modley, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, there was no sound for a while. I was just sorting out some technical stuff with Master Tyler and my PA. We are running out of hours on StreamYard, so we had to buy more hours so that I can get online with you guys. Welcome to it. It's the evening report. TK is my guest. He was here, now he seems to have disappeared, or he's covered his screen up. We're going to hear from him shortly. I won't be giving carrots today. Kritika says Sahil. Anita, good evening. Anita, Ronish, Rons, how are you? Sub Casey, hello, says everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the channel. I've got a guest with me today, and hopefully I get him on. He's backstage, I think. We're going to get him on shortly. He and I chatted during the height of the unrest, or just after the unrest. Suman says, hey, Casey, you're the main man to write. What a top show you hosted. Thanks. Is you the main man 2 nights? Oh, thank you. Priscilla Vinden says, Isabel Vinden, she's tagging somebody there. Devon Naidu is watching. Welcome, Devon Naidu. Right. Next week, we're going to have on the program, we're sorting out my guest for next week. We're going to have Mr. Naren Ganesh, who's an independent candidate, is coming on about Monday. The Democratic Alliance might be coming on Tuesday, still to be confirmed. And on Wednesday, I will be hosting an attorney, a lawyer who deals with custody matters, a very prominent guy to help you with custody matters, especially when it comes to fathers' rights, children's rights. If you want to listen to that, his name is Shando Teron. Go and Google him up, and he will see what a top guy he is. Shando Teron will advise you. Mad respect to Casey for yesterday's interview. Thank you, Saeed. It was an awesome interview yesterday with Visvin Reddy. A lot of different comments came along. A lot of people were impressed with Visvin Reddy. A lot of people still thought he's a cake, still thought he's a snake. All I did was present Visvin ready to you, and you guys make up your own mind as to. I don't tell you who to vote. I've never pushed anyone in any direction so far. Kritika says, "Wow, awesome lineup." Yeah, I'm looking forward to Shando Turon next week. Quite a very astute guy. If you want to know about child or custody rights and all of that, I'll give you the exact topic we're going to talk about. But yeah, he's the man. He's on 702 and other stations on SABC, ENCA. I only deal with the top guys. And tonight I have a top guy as well. Now he's gone back to the toilet for a quick pee. 3 things cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Keep up the good work. Right. Great interview, Rusvin. Thank you. Did you guys enjoy the interview? Thank you so much. If you did enjoy the interview and enjoy the things I do, then think about signing up as membership to my platform. Oh, geez, Casey to froze. Think about signing up to my platform for only $79.99 a month. It's a subscription membership, which pays towards my costs and hosting this platform. Right now, you see, I have to go buy data to come live here because I ran out of hours on this platform. I had to go buy hours. So yeah, that's why they stopped me to make sure that I give them the authorization to buy. Now TK is leaving his seat and running off. We're gonna wait for him to come back. I don't know where he's gone to catch a piss quickly, I think. Yeah, and then tomorrow is Friday, is it? No, tomorrow is Thursday. It's hump day today. Tomorrow is Thursday. I will be coming to you live, hopefully from a skin doctor, dermatologist. So tomorrow, stay tuned for that. Around about 12 o'clock, might be early. I will be in conversation with a skin doctor, a dermatologist. So maybe we'll be talking about psoriasis or any other skin condition. And if you've got questions, maybe you can pose to him. So that's tomorrow around about 12 o'clock. Might be a bit early today. Yusuf says he's gone to smoke a joint. Hey, I had a joint the other week. I've got 2 more joints rolled up. I need to have them. Simi Maraj, how are you? Also, breaking news today. Well, not so breaking news. Was a drive-by shooting in Table Mountain Road in Shallcross. And you know, guys, Table Mountain Road, heads roll there. Teddy Mafia is from there. People get shot there. And today was no exception. Teddy Mafia's son-in-law, and I think his son or his wife were shot at. It wasn't a drive-by shooting. The car was in front of him. They jumped off the car. Very ill-planned drive-by shooting. I believe they got arrested, by the way. Anand says, "Hi, Casey. You're looking awesome, my brother. Thank you. Evening all. Mike from Joburg." Yeah. Now, where is TK? TK! Sure. So he was there from 5 to 8. And then when I get on, he's not on. There's he went to get his snacks and his tops. Let's bring him on. Why do you want to get your snacks and your tops at the last minute?
Well, I thought you were still reading the comments, so I thought I should just get myself something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get anything, so I didn't make any plans for that. Hopefully, I don't get
You
too
still got the
thirsty.
bell. You still got the bell, right?
I've still got. Yeah. Can I use it now? Let's just check the response time. What happens? So we're counting down now. 10 seconds. 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. Right. Can I have something to drink, son, please? Just half a glass. Not bad. 15-second response time. I think it's working.
That was very quick.
Right, guys. First time I'm chatting with TK Thokozani live on the platform. We have been discussing it for a while, getting together. We met during we met on the phone and WhatsApps during the height of the unrest. And he had, at that point, I must admit, things were not looking good for us as the Indian community, and unrest was in a bad situation. And TK was providing me with a refreshing view from a black guy, if I can call it that, because that's what it was to me. And that's why it was so refreshing to me to hear it from the other point of view, what was happening. So I'm going to let him talk a bit first. So TK, firstly, introduce yourself. I know you don't have titles or anything as such. I'm not even sure about that. But just who you are, where you're from.
Well, I'm basically from Richards Bay, but currently in Pinetown and the CBD. type thing in politics. As much as I follow politics, I don't know about our connection there. It have some glitches, but I'm sure we'll survive. I don't have any politic background and everything, but it's one of the things that interest me very much. As you all know, that we live in this country whereby, well, politics has a lot of influence in our lives. So I'm an IT specialist, uh, and it's one of the things that will be coming up pretty much soon. You will know about it. You're also going to be part of it. And like you said, we met on the phone, social media. I've been your follower. I've been checking out your
Oh, yes. By
content.
the way, the only reason I got in touch with you was because you commented on my platform. So were you
Yes,
following me at that time only, or from before that? And if so, why? Why were you on my platform?
actually, I've been following. I was following even before that. I think it's been a year since I've started following. I love the content on your platform and everything. So I thought, this is one thing. I think this guy he shares the views, his ideas, and everything. They are very interesting. So I might as well just follow his content. So, yeah, and I always comment here and there, read the comments. Sometimes have no say in every subject, but yeah, that's pretty much.
No, but thanks.
Um,
It's great that you are following, and for over a year, I'm impressed. I'm hearing that for the first time that you're following me for over a year, and
mm,
I get that a lot. By the way, some people are commenters, as you can see, our regular commenters, and other guys just follow but say nothing, but they follow, and only when I meet them outside, whatever, they say, "Hey, but Casey, I watch you every day." I said, "Why don't you comment?" They said, "No, we don't comment, but we watch everything, and we love it, but they say nothing." So I always know I'm talking to those people as well, and obviously you are
yeah,
one of them.
yeah, I'm one of those people. You raise a subject, and everyone will have a say on it. Before you say something, before you comment, you first read the comments, you read the people's view, and you see how is their approach on the subject, and then you weigh the options. If should you say something, or should you just you know keep the comments to yourself, because that's very important. It's not every time that you have to say something.
Yeah, sometimes you rather. I think you're right. Sometimes when an argument or the group of people, when it's very skewed in one direction,
Yeah.
you're gonna waste your
Mm.
time commenting there because they're gonna take you to the cleaners, and you're just wasting your time arguing with in a stupid argument. Am I right in that sense?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, and good evening to your viewers. I can see on the comments there they're greeting us. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad to be part of this family. I call this a family, actually. The topics that you guys discuss on this platform, they're very eye-opening, and they're very what you want to once say. Um,
Is it
good
is it
to know.
relevant? Is it
Yes,
relevant?
yes, yeah, and it helps because one can never be master of everything. You can never say you have all information, you have all the knowledge. So it's always good and vital to listen to others, what they got to say. More especially as we are a rainbow nation, different cultures, different political parties and everything. But to sit together, have a conversation, have a dialogue. It's important at the end of the day.
TK, thank you for that. Let's start with where we met up and how we met. When the unrest started to happen, you as I'm gonna use you. I'm saying it in the black guy in the right sense. Why I'm saying it. You were living
Hmm.
in a shall we say a multicultural area or the rainbow area, and you as a black guy as well experienced the unrest almost the same way I experienced it. You gave me a nice story of what happened in that time. Can you take us through the unrest and what you experienced?
Well, to be honest with you, starting as from today, going back to those days. You can actually I can say that on my point of view, we still experiencing all the results and all the consequences of those days. As of today, I was up and about and the whole city, checking things out, having some things done, conducting my business here and there. You can still see that there are a lot of business that haven't recovered, and they were the business that were very part of our lives, our daily lives, to be exact. We needed those businesses, and they haven't recovered. And you only just imagine and just to think how it impacted those business owners, as much as it has a great negative impact on us as customers or as the citizen at large. But then again, I remember how it all started. It was all shared on social media. Everybody had their point of view, how they think of it. We had instigators. To be it came up as a surprise because I didn't think like uh, people will actually go through with it. You get to where people they'll say, "Hey, this will be done, this will be done, that," yeah, and then like it never actually come to life. So, and it's one of those things that in my lifetime as a youth, it was the first thing that I got to experience, having to see something like that in that scale. It was really surprising, and it was really, when you don't know how to actually react. Should you stop the people? Should you say something? Should you step back? But then again, it was something terrible. Up to today, we're still suffering on those.
Yeah, so TK, and I know you're still every time I'm going to say this as a precursor to it when I say black and whatever. A lot of fans will come on my platform. Remember, as you've been watching mostly Indian people see black people hating on them. Now they are very surprised and their heart is warmed that you are a black man that's now saying this thing. How did you feel about the unrest? Obviously, I know you didn't support it. You wasn't for it. And to see and then going to the fact that you were also on the street as a black man fighting, almost defending against black people, but you were defending against looters, against enemies to protect your own property and your area. Is what you
Yeah,
what you
yeah, that's exactly what it has to come down to it. And the issue now that there's this whole racial thing going on between the Indians and the blacks. The whole race issue, it's not something that one will say it's new. Been there for years, and all these days of the unrest, whereby this race card is being used, I will say just to favor, or it's being used in some way. More especially, I will say our political leaders. They're the ones who had to play a bigger role. Firstly, they had the power to stop the whole unrest in the country, the whole looting and everything. They had to stop it. And the majority, I will say, without any fear of any favor, the majority of the people who were out there, I was there, I saw it happening. I remember I drove around, whereby you will find in some other locations, like you will find whites blocking, trying to protect their area. I remember I was looking for petrol, and I was told that, listen, if you are not an essential worker, we cannot allow you in. You know, and I understood because if you can imagine, if we all go there, fill up, because there were no trucks, there were no trucks. So, but basically, if we all used up all that petrol remaining, that means even those essential workers, they won't be able to be mobilized or to actually to reach wherever that they needed to go. But then again, what happened in Phoenix now, when when a white
let me
man
just
died?
let me just take you back. So you were someone who was stopped at a roadblock. You were told you can't go in and you can't do it, but you accepted it. Whereas others will say, "Oh, you're racially profiling me and you're making a drama," and becomes an issue there. And but on the other hand, I'm going to ask you if you understood the reason why they saw you, kept you away, or said, "Don't go in," or whatever. Sometimes maybe for your own protection, others might see it differently. But you seem to understand what was going on and that you accepted it. Connection is a bit, we're losing connection a bit with TK.
Yes, yeah. But then I got your point. I got your point. Of my response to that, it will be, you see, it comes down to how you approach me as an individual and how I respond back to you. Now, if you come to me as an Indian individual, and then you say, "Hey, you're not allowed in these premises," okay? I will say, "Why not?" I'll ask a question, "Why not?" And then you'll give me a reason. And then if I respect you enough, then I'll comply, or I will respect what you're telling me, and then I'll turn back. You see. But then again, if you come and approach me and say, "Hey, you're not allowed here," and then I'll say, "Hey, why?" And then you give me your reason. If I don't respect you, because at the end of the day, it comes to respect. If I don't respect you enough, then I wouldn't take into consideration what you're telling me. You see, and then my response, it would be rude back to you. And if I'm rude to you,
Well, it'll
then you'll
be
be
your response will be based on how you were treated in the first place.
exactly. It's basically one weighing the next person. If you and I are involved in a dialogue, and then if I don't respect you enough, if I respond to you rudely, then you have to respond to me rudely. You see. And then the next thing, the next person will be like, "Oh, okay, this one because he's Indian, then he's being racist to this one. Okay, this one because he's black, and then he's racist to the next one." But then at the end of the day, it's a matter of respect. Do I respect you enough, and do you respect me enough? You understand? Are we still there?
Yeah, TK, I just
Hello?
want to,
Yeah.
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Right.
Yes, I can hear you.
TK, I want to ask you. You may not have the answer, but maybe we can guess an answer. Like obviously, there were informal settlements in the area of where you were staying, or around you, or nearby you. What do
Hmm.
you think drove those guys who are normally good guys? I think normal good guys became these things overnight. But what do you think drove them? Were they that influenced? Were they just don't care? Were they forced to do it? Did they see an opportunity? Was it political? Did they really have a political agenda? Or was it just a guy, ordinary guy, saw a chance and decided he's going to loot? Or is it a mixture of all of those things?
That's a very interesting question, actually. And my area, a lot was going on. I would say I live in a place. It's a mixed class. Let me say so. It's a mixed class. That's not rich. It's not the poor. It's a mixed class. But my neighbors and everyone in my area were involved. They had food in the fridge. They had money in the bank. I'm sure they had money in their pockets, but they still went and loot. You understand?
Okay, right.
And yeah, and then the guys in the formal settlement. That is when um,
Wait, hold on, hold just
you are.
just backtrack there. Hold on. So you're saying a
Hmm.
guy, I don't know whether you're gonna say what race he was or whatever it makes any difference. Maybe it does. You're saying a guy living
Mhm.
in a normal middle class area, got a car, got money in the bank, went out looting.
Let me tell you this. There was a raid that was going on past couple of weeks. You know, police were in and out in every home here, and things were discovered. So basically, it's not that went out looting. Even those who can afford and even those who can still buy, they were the part of the problem. Now, what influenced which is why I said this is a good question. What influenced these people to actually do this. You understand? So a guy in an informal settlement will be influenced or be driven by hunger, poverty. You understand? He's got an opportunity. He's got an opportunity to go and get a free meal, something that he cannot never afford. Um, he's driven by hunger, and then a guy who's a well-to-do. Let me say because he's not rich. He's a well-to-do guy. He's got his job. He's got everything. Then that's where this whole influence where of political and everything, because other people, they didn't just go there to actually loot. They went there to destroy and vandalize so that they push their agenda. You understand? So there were influences, because you cannot tell me that a guy in an informal settlement, he was glued to his WhatsApp, listening to those instigators, telling those people what to go and do. As the people with right mind, with a very good mindset, with a reasoning power, enough reasoning power to understand what's going on, and they want to push their agenda so that whatever it is that they want to achieve, it can actually go through. They're the ones who went and opened the shops, kicked down doors, broke glasses, open up so that these people who want to seize this opportunity can actually do so. You understand? I think that will be my answer. So it was politically influenced, politically motivated, but then those poor people, those hungry people.
So, and of course, you agree, as you said now, whatever they did, however they went out, the fall guys, the guys who are suffering the most now, are the same individuals who come from those informal settlements and those areas, because obviously burning down of the shops and the businesses, losing of the jobs, they are the ones who are actually getting the brunt of the the feedback or the kickback from this old looting.
Yes. Come to think of it, you see, if I'm sitting here comfortable, and then someone tells me, "Hey, there's a free meal going on outside." Maybe let me just use this example. Do you have a 10 rand in your pocket right now?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
No, I'm sitting in my boxer shorts here. I got no pockets. I got no 10 rand in my pocket.
Okay, but you can have a 10 rand anywhere, maybe in the house. But
no, I've got a
if
10 rand right here on my desk. Yes, yes.
Good, very good. Now, if you were to go outside and then you find another 10 rand just lying in the ground, will you take it?
I'm gonna pick it up. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, if you take that 10 rand, does it mean that you don't have a 10 rand? You took that 10 rand simply because it was lying there. So you can never say, "Hey, I've got this, so I won't take this. I will just leave it here for someone else to come and pick it up." You see. So if as much as you can have one of your own, but if it's a free stuff coming up, you will pick it up. So if someone knows that, because it's a human
No, in fact, I agree with you in that it became a mob
and we
mentality.
exactly.
And
So
if I'm in that mall or I'm in that mood and I see the thing, that guy took the beer, I'm gonna take the beer. I'm gonna take the beer as well. I'm not gonna say, "Hello, I don't want the beer." You know. Uh,
someone who doesn't drink, but they did loot the beer.
yes,
You know,
no, 100%.
someone who doesn't drink, but they did loot the beer. Someone who doesn't know how to ride a bicycle, but they stole the bicycle. So at the end of the day, our political leaders, they know this for a fact. They know that we're hungry. They know that we will grab each and every opportunity that it's presented. So if they knew that, well, if we let these people, go about this, well, we will achieve our political agenda. Well, I don't know if it was calculated or what, but from my point of view, well, it didn't work very well. It's backfiring as we speak.
Yes, I think it's backfiring. I shared this view, TK. I don't know if you'll agree with me. In many ways, I said this. I said this. I'm in a way glad that this thing happened. In inverted commas,
Mm.
glad, because if you remember, on the 23rd of August, they tried to do a part two of this uprising and this looting.
Yes.
What they said, right?
Mhm.
But the 23rd fell flat on its face. It never materialized. Nobody pitched up, whatever. And I think the reason for that is that the original unrest in July, the weeks later, the people who were part of it, used as pawns by these political parties, saw themselves as the victims. They were the ones carrying the can and they were the ones feeling the pinch. So when another one is called for, they're now saying, hey, hold on, I'm not going to now
Exactly.
go and do this here because this didn't work out too well for me. So hang on. So in a way, I think the people who play on the minds of these people in these townships and the informal settlements
Mhm.
are now going to have a tougher time trying to convince them to do stupid things and do acts that's going to hurt them more than anything else.
Yes, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You see, when you look at it, when they tried on the second time, they saw how people stood together, irregardless of race, irregardless of their political dividends and everything. But people stood together. I remember after everything was settled, people. I was part of the one who went out there. We cleaned the whole town. We went business to business, cleaning, making sure that at least if the businesses are coming back, at least they let them focus on other things instead of them having to start from scratch cleaning and everything. We clean the streets, we clean the business, we
So
helped everyone.
when you say we, who's the we? Is the guys in your area, your township, multiracial
Um,
crowd, just coming together to rebuild.
let me just tell you about my team, how we all came together. When I woke up in the morning, I just woke up, put on my techies, put on my tracksuit. I didn't know who I'm going to meet. I didn't know who was there doing what. You know, when I went into the first business, I think it was Spa Shop. When I went in there, there were people already cleaning. I'm talking about white, I'm talking about old ladies, white old ladies, black old ladies, Indian old ladies, guys from youth to elder people, even disabled people. It was something else, and it was very emotional. We planned it so much well together. It was as if we planned it. You see, it was if we planned it. It was as if we called each other. Um, whilst others were busy
Wait,
pushing.
I missed that you had a break there, but I think you said it was very emotional. I think that to me, even
Yes,
that makes like a gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling to walk in there and see South Africans, black, white, whatever, just working after such a dastardly act. Nothing, put their shoulders down and just
exactly.
build.
Now tell me this: if we were able to work together like that, Indians, black, white, colored, every race, we work together to restore what we broke. Because we all broke it. It's now we shouldn't be like saying, "Hey, blacks did this, Indians did that. Who did that?" We all worked together. We restored everything. As much as I can say, we didn't restore everything, but we gave back what we took, and we helped to rebuild what we participated in breaking. By doing so, how can we turn around and become racist to each other? Why didn't we see that whilst we were working together? Why didn't we see that? Hey, this is a white man. I can't work next to the white man. You know, whilst we were working, others were providing us with water, fresh water. Others providing us with gloves, PPE, refuse bag. When you're tired, they will say, "Hey, sit down. We got this." When you're ready, you come back. You push. You push your shoulder. That's how work. How that's how well we work together.
I
Now
mean
it
that
was very surprising. It was very surprising to me, Casey, after After a week, then hey, there is this whole massacre. People who this racist. Yeah, I'm not saying or
But
denouncing what happened.
let me go back to your incident there, because as people are commenting, that whole getting together, cleaning the streets, all nations, is really a reflection of what South Africa is a lot about. But the powers that be want to focus on the negatives rather than the positives, and even all media groups focus so much on the negatives, we start to believe this shit at some point that it's happening. Whereas to hear your story and what you're saying, I'm sure brings a warm, fuzzy feeling to almost everyone listening to say, hell, man, that is the South Africa we know. Before the 11th and 12th, you guys in those areas were living that life, everybody living together. Suddenly on the 12th, we become racist and hate each other only because somebody said so, the media says so, people say so. But whereas you've lived and are living the South African dream, so to speak, in terms of living together.
You know what I can tell you. I don't know. I don't care if anybody disagrees with it, but each and every black man that I think I know has an Indian friend, and each and every Indian friend that I know has a black friend. So on as with other races. Now, if 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 my black people say, "Hey, let's go kill the Indians," so when it gets to my friend, how am I going to act on that area? What am I supposed to do with my friend? You know, and if Indians are now supposed to kill blacks, you need to go to a battle with blacks. How are you going to react when it comes to your friend? When you get to your friend's home, are you going to kill them as well? You know, it doesn't make any sense at the end of the day, and then it doesn't make sense that we can all live together, we can all work together, and then 1 week, just 1 week, then we hate each other so much so that we should just terminate each other. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Right. Well, the same thing as you're going to allude to and go on to is the massacre in Phoenix, whatever. It was the same scenario the day before that. Life was normal, everyone's living as they've been doing for years, and suddenly, in a matter of 3 or 4 days, racism rears its head and racism comes to the party, and then 5 days later, it's all back to what it was, and the racists have now gone to sleep, and life is carrying on. Just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. And in light, or maybe if we can just tap in on what happened in Phoenix, um, in my point of view, I will
Yeah.
say this again. It's my point of view. Okay, and I'm not saying it was okay. I'm not saying it's something that should have been done. I saw videos whereby I don't know if there were three or two guys breaking in a house where an old Indian lady was crying out, "Please stop, please go, please stop, please go." Now, if I am a man of that house, how am I supposed to respond to that? You know, and then I know that there were other people who were shot and their cars were burned on the street. We cannot run away from the fact that each and every own, you know, there are thugs in in informal settlement, there are thugs in the township, there are thugs, there are white thugs, black thugs, Indian thugs. So we cannot mix these things uh, and change the subject on that and say, hey, because this thug or maybe this criminal is black, that means all black people they should be painted with one with one paint with one color. We cannot do that. There are bad black people and there are black bad white people, bad Indian people. So their actions, we need to judge a person individually. And
I
secondly,
just I just want to go back. I want to go back to your video. I know which one you're talking about, where these guys are breaking into a tuck shop, and you can hear
yeah,
the lady and some other people just screaming, "Get away! What do you want? Go away!" And
mm,
if there was a man of the house there, and if that was or if you just arrived from somewhere, you would see those people as the enemy. Am I not right? Coming to attack your
yeah,
family. And if you had a firearm, you would draw the firearm and you would shoot whatever it is to kill or whatever, because at that point, it's a clear and present danger to you. However, after the fact, you would be questioned. Oh, they weren't attacking your family. They were just coming to steal. Why did you need to do that? But if you place yourself as a normal human being in that situation, the fear, the protection of your family takes over, and even rational thinking deserts you because you're in the middle of a crisis that's happening all around you. But your actions are then
hmm
being questioned in such fine. Why didn't you just shout? Why didn't you fire in the air? Why didn't you do this? But if you were that husband or that brother, it's really difficult to understand how you were going to react.
yeah. It is very difficult, and then again, the whole country was up in flames. Everyone was scared. You see, you cannot expect me to behave the same way when I'm all calm and when I'm angry and when I'm scared. I behave the different way. And when I'm calm, I also behave the different way. You see, it's a human logic. Now, all of those things need to be put into consideration. That okay, this happened, the whole country there wasn't a whole unrest in the whole country. Now, if there is an unrest in the whole country, what am I doing on the street? There is nobody at work. I cannot actually. I'm not an essential worker, so I cannot put an excuse whereby I'm saying, "Hey, I was going to work." Work where? you know and then for those who that their cars were set alight, well, it's unfortunate. That's a criminal act, which we believe the law enforcement will have to play its role or play its part there, because if there's some wrong that was done, and I understand that there is also an Indian pastor, or yes, I don't know, but some religious man somewhere there was killed.
Yes.
Now, who's saying what about that? Um, if
Well,
someone,
not only that, there was a young lad. I think he was a teenager, 18 years, 17, 18 years old, was also killed, and there's no talk. We'll come back to that, but I just want to revert the conversation, and no, I don't know whether we had this conversation.
mm,
As you say, the whole country was up in flames, more especially in KZN. We were going through a lot. It was an unreasonable time, something we haven't been through, and like you're saying, the narrative comes out in the media that there were innocent people driving in the area. Now, that innocent scenario, in
mhm,
that scenario, it's pretty hard to take, especially I've been on the ground on the front line, and you ask yourself, four guys driving in your area after curfew, they don't belong there. How innocent
mm,
are they really? And I'll go back to the point you made early on. If I see those guys or my group of people, we might stop the car, ask them, where you going, what are you doing, can you please leave the area, which also I was part of. But then you might get
yeah,
another guy who decides, hey, where are you guys going, get here, and then start to beat, which what happened. So you're right, different people are going to react differently, but what was that guy doing out of his area, out of curfew, in another area, putting himself into that position? It's just so many variables in that situation, but people call innocent. uh, Not everyone is innocent, as you.
well, yeah. I don't know if you can still hear me. Well,
I'm
our
hearing.
connection is
I can
really
hear
poor
you.
today. Yeah.
I can hear you,
Okay,
yes.
that's good. Okay. Uh, you- yeah. You see, Casey. in this whole context, who did wrong, who did right, who did wrong, we as the people, at the end of the day, we know who's the wrong, who's in the wrong, and who's in the right. But the media will try and perpetuate exactly what they want the whole um, country to see and to hear and to believe, so that they push their agenda. We know what their agenda is, and all the good things that how the country stood together. Did you see that on the media? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now. You cut off there.
Yes, I was saying that all these bad things, all these clips were shown on the media. People dying, people looting, all these bad things. They were shown on the media later on, and then a few weeks later, then the country came back together. They stood together, clean up the country, did all the good things. Was that also shown in the media?
Yeah, that
We
message clearly
don't.
doesn't come across in terms of, yeah, the good news stories that happen, that people working together, obviously doesn't make good news in terms of the narrative that
Good
they want to
news,
spread. So
exactly.
they don't they don't show the good news stories. Therefore, it's up to people like us. I mean, even I'll tell you right now, and that's why
Mm.
I wanted you on this platform. Some people who are not even commenting are in awe. There's a black guy talking about us,
Where? Who?
understanding our situation, like, because they don't hear it often enough. I'll tell you the fact. My That is why it was so important to bring you on, because they don't hear the good news often enough. They only see, like, they send me clips, see what they're saying about Casey, see what's happening here. Look, see what they're saying about us, see how, and they don't hear the good stories. You are
Yeah.
bringing, even you don't know the power of what you're doing right now, is to tell them how you feel. uh, and for everyone like you, there's 1,000, there's 10,000, there's 50,000 like you, who believe in the new South Africa, who believe in us, who believe we can do this, but we are only hearing the bad stories.
Yeah. Well, when they say wisdom, well, anything will mean something, in an absence of the truth, even the lies will become the truth, So if the media plays its role where they push this propaganda of that, hey, there's this race hate, this race, and then that's what's going to happen exactly, because no one is saying anything. No one is saying any good thing. No one is saying anything about black people. Everyone, when they think about black people, they think of, criminals. They think of people who are uneducated. They think of people who only, think of, hey, how can I steal? How can I better my criminal activity? All those things. Well, we are not portrayed as we would like us to be portrayed. Why is that? It's because, do we have any platform like yours where we actually talk, share our views as black people, so that everyone else will understand? Nobody knows. I remember that we once spoken about this, that maybe the reason we think we hate each other are because we don't understand each other. You know, I don't know your
we,
culture.
we,
You don't know my
we did
culture.
speak about,
You
yes.
know, and I am not doing anything to know and understand your culture. And you are not doing anything to understand my culture. So for that reason, for that very reason, how am I supposed to respect you? How am I supposed to know how you feel? Because I don't know. You see, I don't know. Now, I will be scared to go to Phoenix. I will be scared to go to um, I mean, it's Phoenix and Chatsworth. Why? Because I know that thing. You'll be scared to go to Guamashu. You'll be scared to go to neighboring township. Why? Because you think blacks hate you.
True story. That's a true story.
Simply because we just understand each other. We are, we don't understand each other. I remember that we tried to mobilize something that it should be our main goal, that we start inviting each other. You can invite me on your if I have a ceremony in my house, I will invite you, you and your friends. You come and understand who are these people. By then, we'll be not only dealing with understanding each other, but we'll also be learning how we view even quite a lot of things as the society, how we can live together as the society. And on top of that, this whole racial thing, it will be blown. Because at the end of the day, uh, nobody's born racist. You know, someone needs to teach you how to be racist. Somebody needs to show you that, hey, listen, my son, if you see a white man, that's bad. That's a bad man. You know, and then a white man, when he teaches his son, when you see a black man, that's a thief. Like when you see a black man, check your pockets. Something is gone there. Check your
Yes.
pockets. You know, or maybe run. You'll be stabbed anytime soon. You know.
But that's why I say, TK, and you might, I've had this in my head, and I've spoken about when they talk about racism. Let's say you take a white man. Let's just take a white man, or let's take Indian. Let's take Indian, right?
Yeah.
And an Indian guy growing up to dislike a black guy or treat him in a certain way. He didn't wake up disliking the black guy. He grew up as a kid, as a 1 year old, 3 year old, watching his parent treat
Hmm.
the black guy in a certain way, give him this, leave him there, treat him like this. The child grows up thinking that is the norm. That is what I must do. You don't expect a 7 year old, 9 year old, 10 year old to have this out of body experience and say something. That is why we say it is taught. It is something that is taught how they must treat a black
Exactly.
guy. The same white guy who's on a farm, he's a burra. He's got his son growing up. He's got the laborer there. And for sure,
Hmm.
he treats the laborer in a certain way. And the son will grow up doing exactly what his father
Understand
does. And that's
exactly.
how. And why
Exactly.
would you blame the guy at 18, 19 years old, 20 years old
You
to be a
it
racist?
would it would be stupid because basically that guy is not racist. He's doing what his parents taught him.
Exactly. He's doing
You know.
what he was told,
So
what he was taught.
if I teach my family that every day at 6:30 the gates are locked, everybody is inside. My kids need to be bathed at that time. Everybody is sitting on the lunch table. That's how when they grew up, they will. Those are the cultures. Those are the values that they know and understand. So if they see someone at 6:30 outside, it feels strange to them. Why? Because they grew up in a certain way. You see. So basically, on the issue of race, uh, believe you me when I tell you that we really need to step up. It may be too late for us. We old already. We old already. But we need to think of our kids that if I continue what my father taught me, if I continue teaching my children that, okay, lose network.
Yeah, it's a bit dodgy, but it's coming right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
you back now?
saying before I was interrupted. What kind of a future I want him to live in? Yeah. Do I need my son to always watch his back when he goes to Phoenix? Do you need your son to always watch his back when he's in school with a black kid? You know, with all of those things.
Well,
If
that
we
yeah,
don't,
that is what I'm saying is what you are doing now, what I am doing, what we are trying to do. And when I say to people our time is over, they think I'm saying we're old. I'm saying we've gone so far. We've got very few
Mhm.
years, relatively few years.
Yeah.
Whatever we do, and I say this, and I'm sure you will say this as well. I don't want my son to experience July 12th ever again in his life. I don't want him to ever experience that. And we need to build the relationships so that that never happens again in our history.
Well, for the fact that now we know it, we have experienced it, and we know the effect of it, I'm pretty sure going forward, it's one of those things that I believe they will never take place as long as we live. And even if someone, because we don't share same views always, there will be those who will be like, hey, I wish those days may repeat, so that they can, get those free stuff and everything. I was very happy and very excited after those days and after the whole unrest, hearing a lot of my friends and neighbors saying, if I see anyone looting, I will literally have the giant. I was like, why? I said, no, man, this is not working out. You see how we're suffering now. To get bread, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. To withdraw money from an ATM, I can tell you, it's only now that things are slowly coming back together. We were struggling to actually withdraw money. You have to travel. Later, I don't know when you need to deposit. That's an issue. To buy any essential stuff, medications, clothing, food. It was it's been a nightmare. It's slowly
It was indeed a
back.
struggle that
Yeah.
many of us weren't prepared for, and it really was. I mean, the fact of the matter, I mean, bread, we were valuing bread, we were keeping it for many days, we were trying to make never experienced that, rationing food almost, trying to keep it lasting, never experienced that, never thought we'll experience it.
Imagine that. So if I love my kids so much so, I have to do something about it. And it also comes to what is going on with this whole political agenda going on. I've been seeing videos how ANC is being treated recently. Whenever they're going out to campaign, it's a nightmare for them, you see, because it shows how much people are fed up, you know. I was watching an interview from I think it was BBC World. One of the interviewers there was interviewing our transport minister Fikile Mbalula. Um, to be honest, I've never felt so ashamed of my country.
Yeah. Fikila has a tendency to do that, by the way, to make you feel embarrassed.
I wish the entire yeah, okay, we're back on. What got me really, really ashamed, it was whenever he's asked all those serious questions, questions like, why haven't you developed the country uh, after 27 years you've been in power? And then he will just flip the switch and blame the apartheid.
Yeah.
Like blame the apartheid, like we inherited the country which had suffered mostly under apartheid government. Okay, yes, that's true. They inherited the country, change. You see, how many years do they need to actually make the change? And the opposition party, uh, the only thing they do when they go out to campaign, the only thing that they say is to criticize the ANC. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be telling the people, this is our strategy. This is where we're going. This is what we're going to do. Forget about the ANC. Let the ANC kill itself. You know, they're doing a pretty good job on that. So why
Yeah.
why
Now they're doing
why would you?
they're doing a wonderful job. Listen, TK, on a round off with this one here. I even lost my train of thought now. What I was going to tell you, rounding up in terms of, We spoke about this before, and when I don't get many black people commenting on my platform, like for a pro or a pro Indian or coming out like what you're saying. But when someone does come out, I see the other black guys come out and tear this guy apart. Like the first thing they'll say, "You're stupid. You know nothing. You're an idiot. You're captured. You bought." Like a black guy can't express a view other than what's supposed to be the narrative. And I'm sure guys who are watching you now are thinking, look at this guy here. You look at him, he's a captured guy. They paid him to do this, whatever. Have you experienced that yourself? And what I'm saying is, does it resonate? Is that something you've seen?
Well, to be honest, well, I'm not an easy guy. Probably they will say that behind my back. Well, they won't say it in front of me. They won't say it in my face. If they were to say it, they will say it behind my back, and like it is, it's behind me. So I don't worry about that. But then again, you see, if you make a comment on your platform, Casey, I know my black community, they watching, they will say whatever they want to say, but it's fine. But if I disagree with you, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to insult you. I have to approach you. I have to, share my thoughts on the subject, what I think of the subject. What are my views? Instead of me saying you're stupid. Well, then, if you are stupid, what's the most clever way, or maybe the intelligent way of things? Because you cannot just insult a person and leave it like that. If you made a comment and say, hey, I think this should be, you know there, and I feel like no, it shouldn't be there, I should say, hey, no, it shouldn't, but it should be there because of this, uh, explain things to you, because no one is perfect, nobody knows everything. Everything one needs one another. If it's you will never be correct. You cannot be correct, but your views are your views. So if I disagree with your views, I don't have to insult you, but I just need to engage with you on a dialogue. Yeah.
And people's views, which I've also come to accept, people's views are based on their life experiences, where they grew up,
Yes.
what they experienced, and where they are. If they've never
Mhm.
experienced what I've experienced, then they can never have that experience or the knowledge that I have. So that's why you're saying, if we disagree, tell me you disagree, and I'll tell you where I'm coming from, and you telling me where you come. I say, oh, that's why you think that way. You have a warped sense of, you didn't come to Phoenix. You're talking from Limpopo, telling me what's happening in Phoenix
Yeah.
because you've never been there, but you think you have it because you've seen certain things which are in fact wrong. So maybe come there. That's how we learn the truth. If we and get, which is what you said, respect each other, and we learn from there. TK, I want to thank you for coming on. To all the guys who are watching, by the way, even Joseph Massina is saying he's not the one to talk bad about other blacks. He says he respects the truth. And I must tell you, TK, since after the unrest, I think through my pushing and pushing and pushing, I now have a lot more blacks coming and being supportive on my platform, not the trolls. The trolls have disappeared. We've dealt with them. They came, they thought they had to say, and they've now disappeared. And I have a lot more supporting guys coming out and saying good things. But thank you for coming on. And a last word, maybe so South Africa was listening, Indians, whites, blacks, a message you want to send out to them. We may have lost TK in the last minute of the program. He's got a nice smile on his face, though, there. Right, we lost TK. I think there's load shedding there. Please bring TK back again. What a brilliant, smart, and balanced guy. Indeed, he is. By the way, TK and I met on a platform. He commented on my platform. I made contact with him just about 4 or 5 days after the unrest, when things were really, really, really bad in the country, especially for the Indian population. TK was a breath of fresh air for me, and he got onto my WhatsApp group. In fact, we formed a WhatsApp group with some Indians and him, and he brought in some black guys, and they were all just sharing stuff every day, talking like normal South Africans. They were just behaving, building each other. I think the group was called United We Stand. He formed a group called United We Stand. Oh, TK is back online. Let's bring him back. And are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but let me just set it up now.
Right. Well, I was just saying your final words. I'm giving you the final say to South Africa, to blacks, whites, Indians, whoever are listening. What would be your message? They respect you for your point of view. What would you like to see for South Africa going forward? Anything you want to say, just so that we can build ourselves up.
Well, first of all, Casey, thank you so much for taking in the initiative, inviting me on your platform, and also we engaging on this issue, on the issues that pretty much affect a whole lot of us and our communities as well. I'm pretty sure that you are very fond of your community, Indian community, as much as I'm very fond of my black community. I would defend them when needs be, as much as you will defend your community when it's needs be. And then again, we may be divided communities, but we are all South Africans, and if, we love our country very much, so much so that no one can come between us. If anyone will have tried, I don't know if they will succeed anyway. That's how much united we are. We just don't realize it. I don't know whether we don't realize it, or we're just playing ignorant. But I'm thankful, and hopefully I haven't said anything that offends anyone. These were my views, and mine alone. I wasn't bought. Didn't receive any money. Didn't receive any money. And then I understand that a lot of people will say, hey, well, maybe this guy is saying this because, he lives a nice life. He's sitting there looking down on us and everything. I can tell a lot of people that I'm not where I am. I'm not who I am because things were provided for me. I work like everyone else should. We shouldn't expect being handed over things, and it shouldn't be our routine to think that someone will come and do things for us, which has been.
I'm gonna extend the show slightly just on that point, because I'm gonna raise something with you. There was a guy who came on my platform. Initially, I was upset with him, right? And he's on my WhatsApp. I won't mention his name, black guy. So I was doing the feeding scheme, whatever, and he came on my platform and he said, "Stop this thing! Stop feeding these people!" Right? Now, I've also had other black guys coming on and saying, "Oh, we don't need your food. Stop feeding us. We don't need your food. You don't know what we want. Stop feeding us." So I thought he was in the same boat, like trying to troll me to say, "Stop feeding." And then I engaged with him for a while. Then I asked him to WhatsApp me. I said, "What are you on about?" So he did WhatsApp me, and his point was, "Casey, stop feeding these people." He said, "You are doing them no favors." He says, the more you give them, the more they have a sense of entitlement, and they're not going to break themselves out of this. And now look, it was a very different perspective. Okay, you get people who are starving, they need food, right? But he's saying if you continuously feed these people, so he wasn't being upset with me that I'm trying to build a name for myself. He says if you continue to do this, the children all believe that things must be provided for them. They will continue want. Look, I don't believe it in every sense, but I think he also has a point that they get used to this. They can't break themselves out of it, and that's why they find themselves in this vicious circle. Quickly, your thoughts on that? You have a I think he's got a
point. On that subject, Casey, I wouldn't say stop feeding people, because we got to think broader. We shouldn't narrow our minds like that. Like for instance, on the issue whereby you need to give someone bread, it's not necessarily that you're saying, hey, don't go out and hustle. But there are people who are really in need. And
Yes.
now it would be very selfish of me having my fridge full, having all my cupboards full, and then come and tell you not to do your good work on feeding people, because there are people who are actually need that feeding. And then there are people who really need to be taught some skills and be encouraged to go out and work. Like, for instance, you see, there will be a mother with the young kids. There will be a granny with young kids. You cannot tell me you expect that old lady to go and hustle. And then there will be a guy like me. You need to tell me to actually, get myself up, go find work, go hustle like everybody else. On my case, you will be doing me a good favor, not feeding me, but actually encourage me to, if I lack some skills, help me gain those skills if you can, or send me to whoever who can help me with the skills, so that I can actually able to be self-reliant. But there are actually people whom we should actually hand out those food parcels.
Like I'm saying, I knew what he was saying. He had a point is what you were saying, but obviously you can't do it blanketly to everyone, because there are people who really need help. So you can't blanketly apply it. But I was just like I'm saying, sometimes a lot of the time when you listen to someone like him, and I'm glad I engaged him. I thought he was a hater, but he actually was very passionate about what he was saying, and he had a point. He wanted to get his point across. In fact, he wanted the best for his people. That was his ultimate goal. And I think we both were in the same place, just different ways of doing it. And so anyway, I took away from you. Thank you for coming on, TK. What we must do though, we must organize like a get together. You already said understand each other.
Yes,
and then
yes.
You're going to invite me and I'm going to invite you, and we have to get this ball rolling at some point. I mean, this meeting took a while, but it was going to happen. I think we formed a bond and a friendship now that's going to go on longer, hopefully, and it can only go stronger, and we'll use that opportunity to teach others.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks to your supporters, your followers, with the comments and everything. I love you guys, and I know pretty much, and I have faith that we will get things done, and we normally do get things done, and this won't set us apart, and it won't set us down. We love each other, and we will never let any political or whatever political party get in between us.
100%. Thank you so much for that. You've made a world of difference to everyone. Have yourselves a great night, you and your family. Thank you, TK.
Superb. Thank you, guys. Lovely evening. Bye.
That was TK, and we said goodbye to him. And I'm sure you guys got the fuzzy feeling from that as well. He's all for social cohesion. We must set up a meeting with him as well, and get going, learning about each other's cultures wherever we can. So to the haters out there, guys like, why am I playing this song now? Dance the Kudlo. Right, I have an idea for unity, says Nisha Singh. Well, why not present the idea for unity, Nisha Singh? Ramesh says, Thokozani, you are absolute on point, and that's the first step going forward indeed. Thank you, TK. Much respect, Kritika. Thank you guys for watching and staying on the platform. We had an hour and 12 minutes, 13 to 14 minutes. I came on a minute or so early. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for staying online. Thank you guys for all your support. Really, really appreciate it. Midday report hopefully coming to you from a dermatologist tomorrow. And it's with guys like TK and you guys that we helped to build South Africa one brick at a time. We're going to build. Very informative show. Don't worry about the haters. There will always be haters. Don't worry about those who tell you to go back to India. It's because they're just flapping around. We're going nowhere. We had to stay. We had to build South Africa. And and talking about building, elections coming up, those are the building blocks. Get the right people in place, right parties in place. Right, until tomorrow, midday report. Keep it. Mother, the name is KC Carol. Ekas 8. Susa Flake.